beat right before the drop, like I was saying. Like, watch. All right, what's going on, guys? I recorded this video and I found out in the end that my mic didn't work. So we're gonna have a little change of plans here. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna change this video. Instead of doing like well, it's still gonna be like a FL Studio Cookup with me, but it's gonna be me more so doing like behind my thought process, because like a lot of the rappers that I talk to and stuff like that rap on my beats and everything, they're like, oh, like how do you make your 808s hit like this and all that other type of stuff. And yeah, maybe this will be helpful to some producers that watch me or whatever too. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so I started out with this loop that FA sent me, because you know FA sends me like the craziest loops. And shout out to Darkwoods too, because he was also on this loop. And yeah, no, they both go crazy. All right, so when I first was listening to this loop, I had an idea for it, but later on in the video, I end up actually completely changing it and flipping it like crazy. So I'm just gonna show you what I kind of was working with on the first idea. Yeah, and then I'm just looking for a clap here. And I kind of just like play the beat while I'm cycling through the sounds, just because like you can just tell if it's gonna go with the beat more if you just play the beat while you play the sound that you're looking for. Alright, so after I laid the clap down, I was just starting out with a two-step hi-hat just to like get some sort of rhythm down, and then I was going to edit the hi-hats later on to add more bounce. And then the thing that kind of throws me off is when it switches to that second part, there's like a sound in the loop that FA did. He added a portal, I think, onto one of the sounds in the loop, and it adds like this triplet sort of bounce to it. It sounds crazy, but since I'm not doing 1/3 hats on it, once it switches to that part, it sounds kind of like awkward for me. And then that's something that I actually struggle with while I'm making this beat right here, is like it sounds really good for one part of the hi-hats, but then when it switches up into the 1/3, it doesn't like, it just doesn't fit for some reason. Like right here, like it's just that triplet sound, and it doesn't really fit with the hi-hats. So I'm like trying to think, should I do 1/3 hi-hats, like Lil Baby 1/3 like triplet hi-hats, or should I just like stick with this and just rearrange the loop? So I finally find an 808, and then I'm just, you know, pitching up the loop all the way, so that way I can hear the bass notes easier and make sure the 808s are in key. And, you know, and then this is just like laying down a basic 808 sort of bounce. About halfway into the beat, I start putting everything in the mixer. I usually only just put Fruity Limiter on the master. I just mess with the knobs a little bit until it just sounds really good. You just kind of tell that I kind of give up here, because when that, like I was saying before, when that second part comes in again with that like triplet sort of bounce to it, like it just doesn't go with this sort of bounce. So I'm just really contemplating, should I just try and use a different loop, or should I just like stick this one out and keep going? Yeah, I was like, no matter what, like I gotta make something of this. It's too crazy of a loop for me to pass up on. So, and then eventually I delete that project, and then I reopen it up. And I'm like, no, I got to do something with this. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to change the BPM. So what I end up doing is like, I don't want to just do the same thing, but just have the BPM turned up. So I go to the end, and then I hear this part, and I'm like, whoa, wait, that's kind of crazy. And then I put that as the intro, and then I go through the stems more. Whenever it comes to like arranging beats, I usually flat out make the beat first, and then I usually cut the loop up, like the stems of the loop, and then just like drag it on there, listen to the beat. And so I think those 3 sounds right there is a really good intro, because I don't want to add too many sounds in the intro, because then when the beat drops, like all that anticipation is gone. Oh yeah, so I'm going for something really different right here, because before, you know, it was a lot slower. I was just doing like the 2-step, you know, basic like hi-hat pattern. But for this, I want to do something really different. Like I had an idea in my head for using like multiple hi-hats. Yeah, I'm just playing with different ideas right here, trying to find the best one. As you can see by my concentrated face. Yeah, and then I go with that because it sounds crazy. Oh yeah, also in the new, well, this is since like a little, I don't know exactly what update in FL21 this came out on, but this was one of the best things that FL ever added in the like entire lifespan of FL Studio, is you can literally edit audio clips, like fade in and fade out in volume, like individually. So it's really cool for adding like different bounces. This is some super sauce I've been using, is like I'll lay it out on the playlist. This is why I like to lay stuff out on the playlist too, is not only because I get to see everything and it's like not me trying to remember what sound I put in what pattern. It's because I can freely make whatever sort of bounce I want right here and adjust it instantly. Yeah, and then this is me trying to find more percussion, because I'm like that's like my main thing, is like a lot of really crazy percussion. Yeah, and then something I've been doing recently too, well, I kind of been having like chants in my beats for a while, but I usually like to add a chant in my beat a lot of the times too. Oh, and then I mess with the pitch actually. I could have kept it like at the normal pitch, it would have been fine, but like at a higher pitch, it just sounds like, I don't know, it sounds better, especially when there's like more, once I end up adding more drums onto it. And I'm looking for like a main snare or a clap here. I'm not sure exactly what I want to use. I thought about using a clap at first. Oh yeah, and then I hear that snare, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's got to be the one. Yeah, so now that I got the main snare down, like I already know I'm going to use that as the main snare. All right, so now I'm trying to find an 808. I kind of want to do like a different type of 808 here, but like something that also hits like really hard. Oh, that sounds, yeah. So what I end up doing there is I find a clap, and this is something I've been doing too, is you grab a clap and you turn the pitch knob literally all the way down, and it like, I don't know, it makes the clap sound super different and crazy. I don't know why, but I end up using that as a like percussion, like a sort of like a sub snare to like this main snare right here. Yeah, see, it sounds really crazy. It almost sounds like a perk, like you turn the clap into a perk, but you know it's like a clap that's pitched down. It sounds really crazy though. And then right here I'm looking for like a secondary hat that I'm gonna try and have the volume be lower than the main hat, so that way it doesn't like overpower the main hat, but you can like hear it. Yeah, and then this is me, you know, just like messing with this second hi-hat like I was saying, and just trying to put it in a different spot to add a different kind of bounce. Yeah, so I use 4 hats here. Wait, yeah, 4 different hats. 4 different hats for a bounce. And then I adjust the, you know, the length that it plays, like the cutoff, like the fade, like I adjust the fade a little bit so that way it plays shorter and fades out. See how it sounds way different now, instead of like it's like it fades out. It's really cool. Ooh, yeah, that bounce right there is really crazy. So I pretty much copy these first like these first 2 hats, and then I just literally copy and paste them right here at a different pocket, and it sounds really, it adds a super different bounce to it. And then I think that's it for like the main bounce. I think after this is where I start laying in like the perk loops. Oh, and then I actually adjust the fade in, so that way it's not like a static it's like a like it fades in, so that way it's not just a harsh like it's like it fades in. It's really crazy. See? Oh yeah, this is where I'm going for the perk loops. Yeah, this is where I go for the perk loops, just to add like so much bounce to it. This is where it gets really, really crazy. Yeah, and then I just like try and see if I could add like a second hi-hat under it, just mix it low in the mix to complement the main hat that plays. Yeah, so what I do is like there's like a little thing at the end of that loop that plays where it like adds a stutter, like a stutter before it plays again. I didn't like that, so I just cut that part out, and I just looped the first 4 bars. But yeah, now that I got like my main idea laid out for the drums and everything, and I kind of know what direction I'm heading in, I finish laying out the rest of the arrangement for the loop, so that way when I finish up the drums, it'll already be done. Usually that's what I do, is I get my main idea out for the drums, and then like well, first I lay out like the first like 17 bars or the first like 16 bars of the melody, and then I get like my main idea for the drums down, and then after that I finish arranging the melody for like the rest of the beat, and then after that I just mess around with the arrangement a little bit on the drums and then lay them out for the full beat. Oh, and I do something really crazy right here. So on that hi-hat loop, I actually open up Portal. This is some top secret super sauce. Just mess around with the presets, you know, mess around with them a little bit, see if I can find one that sounds cool, just for fun, not even really like trying to find something crazy. And then I hear this, like, see, it sounds so crazy now. I just noticed we haven't even laid out the 808 yet. Usually when I am going for like a super bouncy percussion heavy type of beat, I usually actually don't lay the 808 out for a long time, just because I want to build the initial bounce first, so that way the 808 just goes on so easy when I put it down. Yeah, and then I hear this loop right here. I finally find the perk loop I want. Cause see, this sounds like a natural like drum set right here, like a drummer actually playing the hats. Like, it sounds really crazy. And then it's like slightly offbeat in certain parts, so that way it sounds really natural too. So it just gives it that natural feel, plus it's like super bouncy. Oh yeah, and like I said before, with messing with the pitches of the claps and everything, I actually I think did I turn up the pitch or lower it? Oh, my face is blocking it. I think wait, did I turn it up? Oh, I definitely turned it down. Yeah, I end up going through my drum kits and I find that 808 is like it sort of sounds like a spins. It's definitely like probably a modified spins, but it just hits really hard and it complements the beat super well. And then that ends up being my main 808 for the beat too. And yeah, it hits kind of hard here, but then I put it in the mixer and, you know, turn it up with my little like secret 808 sauce and just make it punch really hard. So I put it in the mixer there. Make sure it's leveled. And then I go into my main, like my master channel with Fruity Limiter, and I just crank the gain up. And it sounds really crazy. Also, when you're using Fruity Limiter, you turn these three knobs all the way down. I'm just gonna give you some sauce real quick. You turn these three knobs down. You turn the ceiling up a tiny bit. You turn the saturation down a little bit, and then you just turn your gain up until it sounds punchy. Okay, so I have like this crazy idea. For some reason, I'm like, what if there's like bongos in the beat? It makes no sense at all, but I'm like, what if there's like a bongo that plays in the beat super low in the mix? Yeah, and then I just copy and paste that pattern for 9 bars. It's going to be repeated. So this is when I finish the arrangement. I just want to add like one like hat, just one more sound, one hat that plays very, very low in the mix and it's pitched down. It's gonna be a simple like 2 steps. So yeah, I do a simple 2-step, literally a simple 2-step right here. I mess with the velocities here. Yeah, and then it just makes it sound more natural too, because all the notes play at different velocities. And then on top of all the other percussion, it just, yeah. Oh, and then finally, for the final sound, okay? For the final sound, I'm like, you know what? To top it all off, on top of the like amazing build-up and then like the beat drop with all the percussion playing and everything, I decide I want to add a riser. So yeah, I cut the beat right here. I cut the melody out, so that way it adds a pause in the beat right before the drop, like I was saying. Like, watch. Yeah, see? It just adds like that. Yeah, and I have to cut out these perk loops right here too, so that way nothing plays. So yeah, that's pretty much my thought process, guys. It was definitely supposed to be a different kind of video, but then I thought, like, you know what, let me just make it a commentary, because I actually don't see like anybody doing this right now. So I thought it'd be like a pretty cool like thing to do. So yeah, no, if you want me to actually do more videos like this, or just do regular cookups while I'm talking, let me know. So, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is really fun.